Yo, 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 what is up? What's going on? How's everybody doing today? Yes, sir. It is Friday. Yes, Friday. Hopefully you're having a good day. Hopefully this week has been good to you. Hopefully everything is going well. Hopefully everything is good. If not, let Mr. Chow break it down to you.
Oh, you having a bad day? Did you die?
I got shot.
But did you die?
Long as you didn't become unalive and you still here and you still working and you still grinding and you still got an opportunity, you in good health and all that good stuff, be grateful, be happy, because you can still change your life and make things go for the better. That's right. Yes. Yes, tariff or no tariff. If you're in the United States, man, you got to make it happen dealing with the situation at hand. If you're affected by it, if you're not affected by it, if you got loved ones that are affected by it, and not just the tariffs, but also the government shutdown, all these different things that are happening, don't let it get to you, although it probably is getting to you. And if it is, just, keep on striding, keep on going, keep on pushing, keep on grinding, just stay focused, keep your head down, like I always tell you. And, make it do what it do. Take it one day at a time. But right now it's Friday, so hopefully some of y'all got this weekend off and all that good stuff, and you're on your way to, a prosperous good weekend. Hopefully y'all don't do nothing stupid over the weekend, like get too drunk or high, or fornicate with the wrong person and catch something you can't throw back. You know what I mean? Nobody wants that to happen. You be walking around like like you burning or something. But just be careful though. Just be careful. Be careful. We are simultaneously streaming on 4 platforms. We're on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and Rumble. So if you're on YouTube, do me a favor. When you get a chance, you see that thumbs up on the screen, or like it looks like on my screen, hit the like button. It's greatly appreciated for you to get the likes up. Help us get this algorithm going and get this message out. And also, if you want to contribute, the Cash App and the Venmo is right here. Daniel2888. The Cash is the Cash App. Daniel2888, and Venmo is Danny-Daniel-00. Yes, sir. We got a nice show lined up for you today. A quick show. I can't let this one go on too long. Only got a couple hours to get this show in, so we gotta kind of make this one kind of quick. And I think it should be a short one. It shouldn't take too long. It'll be fun to do. It'll be a quick, short one, straight to the point. Only got a couple hours, so we're going to make it do what it do. But we got our 3 topics. We got fitness, we got economy, and AI that we're going to go over. For fitness, we're just going to do the muscle of the day to help you learn about your body, and learn about the anatomy of your body, and learn about the muscles that move the bones. So without muscles, you can't move your bones. That's the purpose of the muscle. So we're going to learn about a particular muscle group today, and we're going to go over that, and then we're going to watch some lovely ladies in the gym work those muscles, or just flex those muscles, for whatever the case may be. And what the heck is this? Hold up. Somebody just messaged me out of nowhere. Okay, cool. I already got my answer. Dang, they late as hell. All right, cool. Anyway, but yes, we're going to go over the muscle of the day. We're going to learn about the muscle, give you some education on a particular muscle group that you may not know about. I'm pretty sure nobody wakes up and study, the bicep, the tricep. Nobody really understands how it works, where it's connected to, point of origin, insertion, what moves you can do, what does it contribute to in your day-to-day life whenever you use it. So I'm going to give you some education on a particular muscle that we're going to go over today. It's going to be one of the muscles in the legs. So we're going to look at some nice legs as well from some nice sexy women across these internet streets. So yes, sir. And then we're going to go on to the economy segment of the show. We're going to just dive in a little bit on the government shutdown going on. We're going to go over some TikToks and some people who have been, there's one in particular dude who says some absurd stuff that I'm pretty sure he's made his rounds. I don't know if he's trolling, rage bait. I don't know if it's satire. I don't know what it is, but we're going to look at a few people, but there's one guy in particular that just done lost his mind. He feels beyond entitled for some government assistance, and he said he'll be gosh danged if he go to work. I'm like, bruh. I'm like, okay, well, we're going to watch and see exactly what's going on with these people, and we're going to see how many people see different people who are affected from the shutdown, and then we're going to get a little bit more education on how exactly the government shutdown is affecting other areas like Medicaid and stuff like that, to see if it's really, hitting a lot of different departments hard, or will it be hitting a bunch of different departments hard coming in this next week? Because we are on the 24th, so, not too far out from the 1st of November. So it's a lot of stuff is going to hit at once. So we're going to check out the shutdown and see more implications it could have. Then last but not least, we're going to check out AI. The AI segment of the show, we're going to look into see the problems that people have been pointing out that AI may incurring in the future. It seems like there could be quite a few problems that AI is going to implement in the future that people may or may not be paying attention to. Some people are saying that the AI is not as good as they claim it is, and that there's one lady who talks about the fact that AI is not really as good as it is made up to be when it comes to business and businesses. So therefore, if it's causing that much issues with businesses, or it's not doing as it's supposed to be performing with businesses, and they're replacing the business with AI, I mean, in my humble opinion, that could cause a issue with profits and stuff like that, and it could be inflating the stock market, which would probably perpetuate to a crash here in the future. But that's just me talking. And then we have another person who's going to also speak about how potential AI usage could be leading to potential fascism. Oh my goodness. Yeah, she's like, AI might be fascist. So we're going to see what she has to say about that and get a better understanding, because she is worried about that, and she might be onto something as opposed to what she's talking about. And that'll be later on in the show. That'll be the last topic. So there's a few things we're going to look at, and we're also going to look at a couple of the AI people. So, one of the open AI folks, and Peter Thiel as well. We're going to see how they think. And then we're going to look at a video at the very end, if we can make it to that time, to kind of give you a perspective on what I think the way we're headed as far as AI goes, within the next 5-10 years, how I see things pivoting and how it's going to look with AI versus this old world that we're living in. It probably is going to change from a political standpoint to a technocratic standpoint, meaning that a lot of corporations and tech giants are going to be running things, and the old political ways may soon at a certain point go by the wayside, and things are going to probably change drastically. So we're going to see. You never know. We'll find out. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get started on today's show. Let's get started for sure. Let's get it going. Let me get the banner up. All right. So we got our banner up, and we're going to start off with the first segment. It's the fitness segment. We're going to get to the muscle of the day. So with that being said, let me go ahead and pull this up on the screen. But before we do, let's let our sexy lady bring us in on the intro. Here we go.
Let's get ready for the fitness segment of the show.
All right. I forgot to give them a round of applause. Oh, here we go. All right, so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and pull this up on the screen. Whoops, switch that band out real quick. And we are going to talk about the quadriceps femoris, aka the quads, your quad muscles, the muscles in the front of your thigh. So I'm going to go ahead and give you some little research and reading to help you understand exactly how this works. And before I do, let me fix there we go. Fix the microphone sound, because I think I had it on the wrong thing for my mic. So hopefully that fixed it in case there were some issues. But we're going to go over this quadriceps femoris, and I'm going to go ahead and give you a rundown on this muscle. So we're going to have this visual go on as I read to you about this. All right. So today we're going to dive into one of the most powerful muscle groups in the human body, and it's going to be the quadriceps femoris, commonly known as the quads, as we all know. These muscles make up the front of your thigh. They're primarily responsible for extending the knee, straightening the leg, and helping stabilize the hip and knee joints during movement like walking, running, and jumping. Now, the quadriceps consists of 4 muscles. They all work together. It's going to be your rectus femoris, your vastus lateralis, your vastus medialis, and your vastus intermedialis. So we got 4 going on for you right there, as you can see coming up as well. And each of these muscles have different origins. So this is going to be the starting point. But they also insert or end at a different spot, or excuse me, at a common tendon. So the quadricep tendon, which attaches to the patella, which is going to be your kneecap, and it continues as the patellar ligament to the tibial tuberosity of the shin bone. Okay. So first off, we got the rectus femoris. The location is the middle of the thigh. It's going to be running straight down the front. So more than likely that muscle that you see when you flex your thigh, the big one that you see in the front, is going to be that one. Now where it starts, the origin is going to be the inferior iliac spine of the pelvis. The insertion, where it ends or where it attaches at, is going to be the base of the patella, which is the knee, and then to the tibial tuberosity via the patellar ligament. The action of this muscle is going to be to extend the knee and flexes the hip. So because it crosses both the hip and the knee joint, it's going to help flex the hip. So when you're doing leg extensions, you sit down and you're doing your whole leg extensions, that's going to be the muscle that you're going to see bulging and flexing out of your thigh, just looking like, you know, the one that gives you confidence, like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like you feel like you did something with life. So that's going to be that one. Second one is going to be the vastus lateralis or lateralis. The location on that one is going to be the outer part of the thigh, which gives that sweep to the leg. The origin is going to be the greater trochanter and the linea aspera, the upper lateral of the femur. The insertion is going to be the lateral border of the patella. So the lateral part, the outside part of the patella, which is the kneecap, and the tibial tuberosity via the lateral patellar ligament, or the patellar ligament, I should say. The action of this is to extend the knee as well. So you got two muscles that's helping to help you with leg extensions or whatever, to extend the knee. So we got two muscles right now so far, which is going to be the rectus femoris and the vastus lateralis. Third one is going to be the vastus medialis, and the location is going to be, and the location on that one is going to be the medial lip of the linea aspera on the posterior femur. All right. And yes, this video is not going to match with what I'm saying, but just, you know, hear me out. The insertion is going to be the medial border of the patella. So the tibial tuberosity via the patellar ligament. So they basically are ending at the same point as the previous two muscles. Action for this is to extend the knee as well. Stabilizes the patella, especially during the last few degrees of extension, known as a terminal extension. So you have, you have three muscles that's working the leg extensions, but then stabilizing your patella. So whenever you're, trying to extend your knee or you extend your leg out, you get here, well, the muscle that helps stabilizes it and really gets you that last degree of extension is going to be this one right here, the vastus medialis or whatever. So that's going to be the one for sure. So keep that in mind. So that's going to be the third one. We're going to run this one more time. And then the fourth one is going to be the vastus intermedius. Location is going to be deep to the rectus femoris underneath it. The origin is going to be the anterior lateral surfaces of the femoral shaft, and the insertion is going to be the upper border of the patella, the tibial tuberosity via the patellar ligament. Action, extend the knee. So all four of these muscles help extend the knee. That's why it's so important to do things like squats and leg extensions, and also anything that has to do with like bending the step ups, like step ups on the stairs. Use that to try to push and lift your body up. Those are good. Bending your knee. One guy who's good at this is the knees over toes guy. He teaches you all stuff like that. It's important to understand the importance of having, good healthy legs. It's your foundation of your body. You get older, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do some of the stuff you didn't used to do until you get to like age like 80 or 90 or something like that. At that point, it's like, all right, I'm too old. But, going up in age, you should be able to still keep up with the youngins. Maybe if we're not as long-winded, but, you should still be able to do some of the things, and you want to be able to do some of those things. You don't want to be tapping out too early. That's just ridiculous. You're like, come on now. It's 2025. You're able to extend your life and do great things. So keep going. Don't stop. This muscle works with the others to produce smooth leg extensions, like I just said. The common insertion point is going to be all four quadricep muscles merge into the quadricep tendon, which encloses the patella and it continues as the patellar ligament to attach to the tibial tuberosity. Okay. All right, so there's basically going to be it right there for those. We're going to look at some nice, sexy legs, quads mainly, to see exactly what this quad muscle looks like. So let's go ahead and take a look at our first person. All right, so we got this one here. Whoop, no music. So we got her right here. As you can see right there, you can see her quad muscle. That muscle right there, that big muscle, when she stands up straight, you can see it. So she's got nice quad muscles there. And that's going to be the first one that we talked about, which is going to be the rectus femoris. So that's going to be that big one that sticks out in the front when you're doing leg extensions that you see mainly. And we got this one here. This one's nice. Yeah, buddy. This one's nice. We might get a close-up when she's finished or not. She's just showing us. And doing leg press. Okay, there we go. You can see hers right there. Of course, we get back shots. And on this one, this is a leg press. This varies on where you put your feet. She has hers down low, so mainly she's working her quads when you have your feet down low when you're doing a leg press. So when your feet are down low, and if you have good, ankle mobility, you'll be able to keep your feet or your heels still touching on the actual leg press. See how see right here? Her heels are still touching. For me, I probably couldn't go down this far because then my heels would come up and I'd be pushing off with like my toes. But she's got good ankle mobility, so she's able to keep her heels on the ground. I've tried this before. It only works when I put my feet up here higher. But then the higher you put your feet, it changes what muscles you work. So just keep that in mind. You keep your feet lower, you're working more your quads. You keep your feet higher and angled out, you're going to be working more your glutes, and you keep your feet higher as well, you're going to be working more your hamstrings. So it just depends on what you're working and where you put your feet and foot placement for this exercise and for this workout. But for sure, this is a good visual. So we see this here. Then the next one we got here is going to be, we got this Becky here. She has a leg day right there. She's doing leg press. She's got doing squats. And she has her feet kind of low to the bottom like the last girl did. I don't know if these are shin weights or ankle weights, I'm assuming. But there's the knee, the leg extension. So when I was reading about the leg extension workout or speaking on extending the knee, that's kind of what I was referring to. So leg extensions is a good example of extending the knee. It's always why you see that quad muscle, the rectus femoris muscle pop out whenever you're doing said workouts. So yeah, so I wonder if those are weights. I'm kind of curious. And here's the leg extension again. I'm curious if these are not ankle weights, but some sort of weights. All right, and then we got this one right here. She's on the same thing. She's doing a hack squat. And these are going to be the Bulgarian leg squats. I forgot to do those today. I was supposed to do those. I didn't do those. I did these with kettlebells. These are a good workout for sure for your legs, so you can't go wrong. And it really only takes about a handful or less of workouts to strengthen your legs. But as you can see here, she was doing, this is glute raises, so this ain't gonna help your quads, but these right here for sure. And again, it's almost like a standing leg press. Where you put your feet, it's almost like the same concept as a leg press, except this side moves as opposed to this side moving. You're almost at the same angle of you sitting down and doing the same concept as a leg press. So where you put your feet on these hack squats will determine what muscles that you do work out. So keep that in mind. If you're ever in the gym doing hack squats or whatever, similar to leg press, where you put your feet when you're doing these workouts will determine what part of the leg muscles that you're going to work. So keep that in mind for sure. Keep those things in mind because it does make a world of a difference whenever you're doing it. And keep the weight light at first so you can figure out what muscles should be firing off, because you get too much heavy weight and you just start working out muscles that you're not intending to use or intending to work out. So yeah, keep that in mind. Now one more we got is this last one right here. This is just somebody flexing on us. She just showing, the good old triangle that we got right there in front of us. But as you can see, flexing her thigh muscles. We can't really see the bulge of the rectus femoris like that other girl, but she's showing it. Like this one here, you can see that because she got that indention right there. So out of all of them, I think she's the only one that had the indention in the leg for the leg muscles. I don't think the rest of them had it. No, this one didn't have it. She didn't have it. They just got bigger legs, but no really definition. Just the muscles underneath, but no definition. Which I get it. I get it. I get it. I feel it. It is what it is. But they all look good. They doing their thing. Never skip leg day. Yeah, don't skip leg day. Your foundation is important. If you ever wonder, how these women end up having flat stomachs, part and part could be steroids. So don't let that fool you. I'm not saying they're on it, but a lot of people are. You wouldn't even know people who take steroids in the gym, because not everybody looks like they take steroids, but could. But another thing is, when you're working out your legs, your leg muscles are going to are going to increase your testosterone level more than anything. If you want to increase your testosterone, do leg workouts. Work your legs. Legs are going to increase your testosterone for sure, because you're using your whole body. As opposed to upper body workouts, you don't use your whole body. But leg workouts increases your testosterone for sure. So doing legs and working your legs will help increase your testosterone, give you a stronger foundation, and also include cardio. Because when you're doing stuff like this, and if you're trying to bulk up and put on weight, your body needs to get used to this weight that you're putting on it. And it needs to have some sort of impact training, or some kind of cardio endurance or something like that to be added to it. So therefore it knows how to handle this new weight, because you're putting all this new weight and your knees might not be getting, worked out like they should be. But, you need to figure out how to incorporate being able to carry this new weight, if you have to, for an extended period of time, whether it's jogging or stuff like that. I'm a proponent of jogging. I would always say go jogging or do some kind of combat training to help you use these muscles in an endurance type of capacity. So you're not just big for no reason. You're like, oh, I'm strong. It's like, okay, well, you may think you're strong until you get hit by somebody who does combat training, who punches or kicks, and it's like half your size and don't even look like they can cause any damage. Hit you one time and just change your whole perspective on life. Make you feel like you ain't been doing nothing in the gym all day long. Yeah, you may be good at lifting weights, but hitting someone and lifting weights are two different things. They do not correlate whatsoever. Nah, lifting weights and hitting someone, kicking, punching, whatever, they don't correlate. Yeah, you may be strong. I mean, I give you that, but all because you're strong doesn't mean you know how to kick or you know how to punch. So keep that in mind. All right. So yeah, but yeah, I like this one. I like this one here for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with. I'm gonna go with this one. This one's the winner right here for me. This is the winner. Yes, sir. This is the winner right here. We got a bunch of simps in the comment section, but this is gonna be the winner for me. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. This one nice too. She nice too. But yeah. Never skip leg day. Work out. Keep your legs strong. Don't be walking around here looking like Johnny Bravo or Bluto from Popeye. You know what I mean? You walk around here looking like Bluto, I mean, there's something wrong with you. You don't want to just be big up top and just little stick legs at the bottom. You know what I mean? Looking like a whole turkey. Straight up. But that's going to be it for the fitness segment of the show, man. Never skip leg day. If you want to increase your testosterone, do legs more than anything. Your legs are going to be the thing that's going to take you to that next level when it comes to gaining strength. And also, working legs will help you get a flatter stomach. Will help you with a flat stomach. If you ever wonder why, you see these women, how their legs be shaped and their stomach be like all, small as snatched or whatever. It's because leg workouts will help you with the proper diet. You can't just eat anything, do leg workouts, and think like, oh, I've been doing leg workouts, I should have a flatter stomach. No, if you have a proper diet, but you're doing leg workouts, it will help with a flatter stomach, but that also varies depending on your body type and genetics and stuff like that. All these things do play a factor. However, doing leg workouts increases testosterone. You burn a lot more calories and stuff like that, and burn off a lot more energy. So it will help as opposed to doing upper body workouts. And if you're doing upper body workouts and you also want to help burn back fat, work on your back muscles too. It's going to be something that also helps as well. So just keep that in mind. Strong foundation on your legs, strong back for posture. In the front, It's really aesthetics at the end of the day. It's just really aesthetics. The front of your body is for aesthetics. You want a strong back for posture, and that's where all your power comes from anyway, from your back. And you want to have a strong foundation of your legs, because that's where all your power comes from. It comes from the foundation of your body, which is the ground. So yeah, with that being said, that was the muscle of the day. All right, so next we're going to slide on over here to the economy segment of the show. So let me go ahead and switch out this banner here real quick and get that banner off, get this one on. And we are going to slide into the economy segment of the show. So let's go ahead and get this lady in here to welcome us in. Here we go.
Welcome to the economy segment of the show. Enjoy.
Yeah, boy. All right, so we're here for the economy segment of the show. Now we're going to go over the government shutdown and, of course, the freaking, what is it? The SNAP benefit. Well, not SNAP benefits, but the benefits that are being taken away from people. So we got to see exactly what is going on and how people are faring out there. So let me go ahead and pull up the government shutdown thingy real quick. Let me see. Let me get this real quick. Where is it at? Here we go. All right. So let's see. Government shutdown. What day is it? Timer. Here we go. Day is 23. 24. Day 23 right here is we have for the government shutdown clock. As you see, that clock is ticking down. Change that banner. And the longest government shutdown was what, 32 or 35 days, something like that, around there. And we are creeping up slowly but surely on the longest government shutdown. It looked like we might beat the longest government shutdown for sure. I think we might beat it. And yeah, it's gonna suck if we do, because of all the stuff that comes with it. But maybe, I'm guessing, on the back end, it'll have a hell of a lot of benefits to come with it, because the Democrats and Republicans are fighting, but they have a good reason as to whatever they're fighting. But unfortunately, a lot of people have to go through the pain of dealing with, I mean, it really boils down to who is benefiting from this. You know what I mean? Because, the blue side, the Democrat side is like, we were benefiting from how things were. But if you look at the long-term trajectory of things, how the country was going and I guess was, because now you got the red people in there. How the country was going, how they had like all these, how the borders were open, the DEI was going on. There were like 6 genders, 40 pronouns. Excuse me. And, with all the immigrants coming in, it hurt the public school, because now you got all these people with these children in, and their education was nowhere near as good as ours was. So we end up building more schools. But then when we build more schools, our public schooling system goes down the drain, because now you have to kind of come down a level to train these kids up to a status to what the American kids already were. So you got to bring the Americans down with these new kids. So it does. So, and then what was the standard now turns into private schools. So you got to pay for private school when you probably had private school education at a public school level. So that changed. So it had a big domino effect. It really did. It had a huge domino effect. So now with this government shutdown, Trump even said it earlier. He's like, before he got in office, it's going to hurt a lot more before it feels good. And usually when you feel the effects of a president, it's usually when they leave office, either at the end of their term or when they leave. So we'll see how that pans out. I'm not sure, but let's see what the longest government shutdown ever. Longest government shutdown ever was, I was right. There it is right there. United States federal government shutdown from, what we have right here. Let me see. Let me get this right here. Was from December 2018. Was from until January 25th. It was lasted 35 days. This was the longest shutdown in U.S. history and the second and final federal government shutdown involving furloughs during the first presidency of Trump. So Trump had furloughs in the first one, and he's had a hell of a lot of furloughs and layoffs and firings and all sorts of stuff in this one. So the last one was 35 days. I even heard somebody say on social media that they got a letter in the mail about their benefits, and they saying that the benefits could be off leading all the way up until potentially January. I was like, oh man, if your benefits are going to be off all the way up until January, and you have to understand, a lot of people get a bunch of different kind of benefits. People get food stamp benefits. I don't know if housing will be affected. Is housing affected? Let me see. Does the government shutdown affect housing vouchers or housing assistance? Yeah, same thing, voucher assistance. Let's see, does it? Because I'm curious. If it does, it's going to be brutal. Let's see. Government shutdown affects various housing assistance programs with previously obligated funds for programs like Section 8, Section 236, and Section 202 and 811 continuing, while new grants, loans, or loan guarantees may be halted, and some FHA and USDA mortgage operations may cease. Most tenants in HUD and USDA housings should not experience immediate disruption, with rent payments expected to continue through November. So housing, the government shutdown impacts various housing assistance programs with previously obligated funds continuing for many. Okay, so yeah, so that also includes housing, food assistance. Let me see. Does it affect veterans? No, not veterans. Disabled vets. There we go. Does it affect disabled vets? So let's see. Do we have disabled veterans as well? For including, so services and benefits are, so most VA, all right, so healthcare and gradually continue shutdown due to, okay, so however, some, like the rent is, program potentially delayed. So most VA services and benefits for disabled veterans are sustained during the government shutdown due to various. Okay, so they're good. Okay, so vets are good. So VA veterans are good. So that's good news. Like, oh, thank God, man, because that would suck to have to deal with that. Jesus. So that's gonna. So it has a lot of things that is going to affect, but housing and food stamps, those two within itself are going to be very detrimental, because they say like something like 40 million people are to be affected by the November 1st shutdown. So 40 million people, and if it's affecting housing and food stamps, that's going to be brutal. Not only you get put out your house or, you know, whatever, but also you don't have any food. 40 million people. That's a lot of people. And I'll never get it twisted. Not when it comes to food stamps, for some reason people believe that like only people who are poor or whatever don't get food stamps. And that's not the case. There's a lot of well-off people that get food stamps because they just simply can lie and get the benefits of food stamps. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. Like, a lot of people, you know, you'll be surprised who gets food stamps. It's not just poor people. A lot of people know how to game the system and get food stamps. Let's see, who are the biggest recipients of food stamps? Let's see who we can figure this out. Let's see, state by state. Let's see, our families with children, nationality, more than who are adults. See, more than our working families of SNAP participants are in families with children who are older adults. So we have, and also old people. So older people have, you know, who need food stamps and have benefits that they get. But I'm trying to figure out who exactly. So working households, yes, households with non-elderly, households with elderly. So a lot of people, older people, poor people, But even people who game the system, because we've seen plenty of times on social media and TikTok, well, with social media, where people talking about, how much money they get from food stamps, but you're running around here driving in like a Mercedes. You got a Mercedes or an Audi, but you collecting food stamps. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. It's not only those people are going to be affected, poor people are going to be affected. I guess Trump's whole thing is with the immigrants being affected. He doesn't want them to game the system and take advantage of that. But also with the big, beautiful bill, he added new implications on what you have to do in order to get food stamps. As far as working goes, you got to work at least 20 hours a week to continue your food stamps. So that's going to be another thing affected. So you can't just sit around. You have to do something in order to maintain your food stamps, and you have to provide proof. So that's 80 hours a month, 20 hours a week. So it's a lot of stuff that's going to be affected, and a lot of things that are going on. So we're going to see how this plays out. So adults ages 18 to 59 represent the largest share of food stamp participants, 42% in the fiscal year of 2023. Let's see, demographics with families. Oh, let's see, food stamps. I hate to do this, but I have to figure this out. So provides a picture, who participates, both adults. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what this data says. And this data is from 2023. So we are a little bit outdated on this one, but we're going to use it anyway if I can find it in a simple form, because I don't want to. Characteristics of SNAP recipients in 2020. Okay. So percent of food stamps recipients. Okay, so this is a good one. This is a really good one. Let me get these cookies out of here. Cookie settings. We don't want no cookies. Get these cookies the hell out of my face. Accept only necessary cookies. No, I don't want none of your cookies. Accept only necessary cookies. Save. Okay, cool. All right, so let's look at this right here real quick. This will actually be something good to look at. So what we know about food stamp recipients, so this came out in 2023, but this is the most recent data is from 2020. So this is 5 years ago. Okay, so we're looking at a little bit old, but whatever. We're gonna run with it. So what we have here is, let me get this on your screen so you can see it. Characteristics of SNAP recipients in 2020. So all recipients, so from ages 0 to 5, 12%. All right, so here's the age. Here's the race. So 62% of white people get food stamps. Yeah, SNAP. So food stamps. White or not Hispanic, 39 or 40%, we'll say. Black is 27%. Asian, 3.8. All other races or combined combinations, Hispanic, any race, the hell they do that, is going to be all other races or race combinations is going to be 6.6. Hispanic, any race, so I'm pretty sure they're going to lump Venezuelans, Colombians, and Guatemalans and all that into this one. I'm assuming into this one. Native born 80%, whatever. Foreign born 12%. So as we see, the largest demographics of people who are receiving SNAP, and that was in 2020, were white people. So we're gonna look and see exactly how it's gonna work. So, but what's unfortunate is that, like I said, anybody can game the system. If you know how to game the system, you can always use the system to your advantage. And unfortunately, it's gonna suck, but the people, people who don't need it can take it and use it to their advantage. And the people who need it, it's not really benefiting them. So with Trump doing what he's doing, this will help level out this number. Hopefully, I'm saying, because I'm pretty sure not all of these people may need it. Some people may go in and just lie and say that they do need it, and that'll change that number dramatically. Plus, you got to show if you're working. If you don't prove that you're working, you'll lose it. And if you can prove that you're working, then but then it's a 50-50 thing. Because, like, let's say you're an entrepreneur, you can probably, fudge the numbers and say you work 20 hours a week and kind of fudge your numbers for you. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you have your own business, I think you can still fudge the numbers and get away with gaming the system, which is probably what's been happening here the whole time anyway. You know what I mean? So if you're a employee, you won't. I don't think you'll be able to game the system as much as a business owner or an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? But it says foreign-born people get 12%, and yeah, so the majority of race of people who get it, according to 2020 demographics, was white people. And for some reason, whenever you go on social media, I mean, you are the main people you see complaining about food stamps. Everywhere I looked and I see it was either black or like, you know, your trailer park white people. That's really who you see complaining about it the most. That's who you saw. Majority of black and some trailer park white people. That was really it. You didn't really see nobody else, unless I didn't dig deep enough and looked for anybody else. You had some Latinos, yeah, but not near as many. But what's crazy is the predominant race was white that was getting it. You know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. But let's just just want to point that out just to show you that this is gonna affect people. And maybe it'll help out the people who were less fortunate in getting it. But then again, if you got to just show that you work for 20 hours, you probably would still get it. If you're a business owner, you can just, I would think you could fudge your numbers. But as time goes on and like some digital ID gets put in place and some CBDC or some cryptocurrency or a central bank, digital currency gets put in, that's going to shut all that down. So that won't be happening. But for now, this is where we're at. All right, so let's see what we got here. The next thing here is we're going to check out our first video of looking at somebody who is upset about their food. Let's go ahead and take a look at this and see what's going on with this lady with her food. Here we go. We got to refresh the screen. Here we go. Let's see what we got. There she go. You see she raging? Let's see what's going on.
They cut my food stamps. I ain't paying for none of this shit. I got babies at home that gotta eat. You think I'm just gonna leave my cart here? Hell no. I ain't paying nothing. I'm walking out with it. Try and stop me. Y'all ain't hearing me. They cut my food stamps. I ain't paying for none of this shit. I got babies at home that gotta eat. You think I'm just gonna leave my cart here? Hell no. I ain't paying nothing. I'm walking out with it. Try and stop me. Y'all ain't hearing me.
All right. Okay, AI. We see you, AI. We see you. AI is just on a rampage today with this one. They so wrong. They got this lady out here torn up shirt and everything like that. Man, oh man. And they got people out here talking about looting and stuff and breaking in and stealing stuff, going on social media talking about they plan of war that they plan on implementing over some food, which is very unfortunate. So they got people out here talking about they're gonna break in and kick in your Walmarts and stuff like that and go loot the stores. But lately, if we haven't been paying attention, let's see what cities have National Guard. Let's see. Cities have National Guard. Trump's map deployment. All right, what is your map deployment? Because I do want to take a look at that. Okay, this is actually a good one. With that being said, yeah, there is a bunch of people talking about looting and stealing and doing stuff like that. That's crazy. But what we have right here is a map which just shows Trump's National Guard deployment by city. So we got there's six in red. So we got Portland, LA, Missouri, Chicago, Memphis, and Washington, D.C. We already know that there's some in Tennessee. So they already got the National Guard there. Then we got the National Guard threatened to be deployed to city by Trump, which is going to be in your dark blue. San Francisco, St. Louis, Baltimore, New York City, and Nolens. Then state National Guard activated by Trump. So we got Oregon, California, Tejas, Louisiana. Oh Lord, I should know my states in these orders. Is it gonna be Alabama, Mississippi, Atlanta? Excuse me, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, and then South Carolina, Tennessee. I forget what these states are. I'm not. St. Louis, Missouri. No, Missouri. Missouri is a state. Chicago, Illinois. And I don't know what these are. I forget what these are over here. And then this is going to be, I'm going to assume this is either Iowa or Ohio or South Dakota. I don't think there ain't going to be no issues in South Dakota. It could be because it's cold out there. Who knows? It might be. But I'm going to say Ohio, Iowa, or South Dakota. Probably Iowa. I'm going to say Iowa. I should know my demographics a bit better than this. So shame on me for not knowing. I forget. But yeah, so as we see, there's already, National Guard put in place prior to said situation happening. So it's already set up to, in case, you want to get froggy and leap. You know what I mean? I mean, of course, Texas and California was going. I'm surprised Arizona and New Mexico ain't got it. But in case people feeling froggy and want to go out there and, do some of the, the threatening things they've been saying, National Guard going to be on that ass. However, let's take a look at this dude right here. This dude here, and again, I hope this ain't serious, but Buddy looks serious as hell. He actually convinced me he was serious. I was like, nah, this fool's serious. This fool is not playing. He's dead ass. So this guy here, he says he finds out that after that his food stamps were cut off because he has to work 20 hours a week. And this is his response. Here we go.
I got an email from EBT. I used to get $740 a month for my 2 kids. And we not getting EBT no more. They took the EBT. They saying I gotta work 20 hours a week. I'm not working for nobody. Get the fuck out of here. This is what Americans, taxpayer, work for us. They work for me. They gotta help me feed my fucking kids. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be quitters now. Y'all been helping us all this fucking time. Now y'all want to tap out. Get the fuck out of here. I want my EBT, yo. I want my EBT, and I'm not working for nobody. I'm a fucking boss. What the fuck I look like working when the government is here to help? Come on. Y'all send all that money to Iraq, Ukraine. Y'all funding all these wars. But when it's time to help the Americans, y'all don't want to fucking help us? I need my fucking EBT, yo. I need my money, yo. I need my fucking EBT. Stop fucking playing with me, yo. I got an email from...
Okay, potty mouth, buddy, calm down. Jesus. Okay. Now, let's just say at close to the end, he made some sense. I'm not going to knock him on that. I give him credit for that. He said, y'all giving out buddy to Iraq and all these wars. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Like, I'm in 100% agreement with you on that. That made a lot of sense. Like, at first you started out sounding entitled, saying that you're a boss, you ain't working for nobody. Now, again, the way he said that coincides with what I just said. You could probably still game the system if you have your own business. Because, people might fudge the hours and fudge the numbers. So you still are in compliance with receiving EBT or food stamps, even though you make more. If you're a W-2 employee, you can't game the system. The system's gonna show what you make. They're gonna pull up your W-2. But if you are able to, be a, a 1099 or something like that or whatever, or any kind of entrepreneurial type thing, you can dictate your numbers on how much you make and how many hours you work. So to me, it sounded like if he's a boss, he has his own business. And he's saying, I ain't working for nobody. I feel him on that. I get what he's saying. So he might have his own business. He just don't want to work for nobody. I can agree with him wholeheartedly on that. It's just the way it sounds, the way he's saying it. People thinking like he a bum and he don't want to work, so therefore he don't have no money coming in, so he's just free. He's just mooching off the government. Maybe he's not. He probably does work. He probably works his ass off. He fudges the numbers and he gets government assistance for that reason. But then again, But then again, at the same time, I would say, if you have to work 20 hours a week, if you're already working, then just, you know, show your numbers. Show that you work 20 hours a week, and, you know, there would be no need to make this video, because you're like, oh man, now I gotta show. You know what I mean? So it's like 50-50. It's like, is he being entitled, or is he just like, I'm a boss, I ain't gotta show, I don't have to work for nobody, so therefore, you know, give me my stamps. But it's just the way it's coming off. It's kind of like, are you working, and, you know what I mean? Are you working and getting, you know, freeloading off the government? Or are you just not working and you bumming it out and you getting assistance from the government? So therefore you like, I ain't got to do nothing. And that's where it's kind of up for interpretation. But I do agree with him for saying that they are giving out money to all sorts of places across the world and all this stuff. And I don't know how old this video is. Actually, it's 3 days old. It's 3 days old. I tried to give him, I was like, maybe he said this in another time, but nah. Buddy said this 3 days ago. Oh God, come on, fam. Oh, Jesus. But yeah, you know, I don't know. But let's watch it one more time. I mean, when you first hear it, it sounds entitled. But then when he goes in to say, y'all giving money to everybody else, why can't you take care of your own kind? It's like, that's wholeheartedly, I agree with you 1 million on that one, bro. I wholeheartedly agree with you on that part. So I can't argue with you on that, you know. But let's go ahead and watch it one more time. Here we go.
EBT, I used to get $740 a month for my 2 kids.
Damn, $740, that's a good amount of money.
And we not getting EBT no more. They took the EBT. They saying I gotta work 20 hours a week. I'm not working for nobody. Get the fuck out of here. This is what Americans, taxpayer, work for us. They work for me. They gotta help me feed my fucking kids. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be quitters now.
Okay. Now when you say it like that, this is why they work. They taxpayers. They got to take care and feed my kids. That's the part where, if you fell on hard times, I get it. That's fair. If you fell on hard times, I completely understand. I get you. I feel you. I get it. Everybody needs some help sometimes. You know what I mean? You can be doing good 1 minute, you fall down the rut the next minute. You got to find a way to get yourself back up. That's what the government's there for. When you need to use their assistance, is there to help you get out of a rut so you can get back on your feet and keep it pushing to get off of it and go and, you know, be entrepreneur or whatever, make 6 figures at a company or whatever. So I get it. Like, I feel you. So we don't know where he at. I mean, I don't want to judge brother for whatever it is. Maybe he's just going through a hard time right now. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. But the way he said it was like, you know, the taxpayer works for me. But it's like, you know, yeah, it just sounds bad. It just sounds bad. But let's let it continue. Here we go.
Y'all been helping us all this fucking time. Now y'all want to tap out. Get the fuck out of here. I want my EBT, yo. I want my EBT, and I'm not working for nobody. I'm a fucking boss. What the fuck?
See, maybe he does have his own company. He works his own company. He just gaming the system and getting his food stamps. You know, and maybe they dug into his. Well, they probably didn't dig into nothing. He might be in a blue state, because I think is it all places, or is it the blue states that's get hit hardest? I'm not sure. Because I know some people food stamps, some states didn't get any food stamps in this month of October carrying into November. And some states did get food stamps in the month of October into November. So some states did get food stamps this month leading into October, and some states did not give any money out leading into November, because you usually get food stamps the month before to get you to go into the next month. So some states might have had their last one to get you into November, and then some of them didn't give you anything, so you have nothing going into November. So I'm wondering, he might be in a state that he ain't got nothing, you know what I mean? Like maybe, and it probably is a blue state with the way Trump be rocking. So probably a blue state. He's living there where he catching his brunt.
I look like working when the government is here to help. Come on, y'all send all that money to Iraq, Ukraine.
Hold on. Well, what did he say?
Y'all funding all these wars.
Did he? Did he say what I look like working? Where is it?
I want my EBT, yo. I want my EBT, and I'm not working for nobody. I'm a fucking boss. What the fuck I look like working?
Okay, all right. Okay, that's where you got me. What do I look like working? It's like, well, maybe you don't have that business. I was trying to say. Maybe he don't have that business. Maybe he don't. Maybe he might be bumming it out. I don't know. But let's continue.
The government is here to help. Come on, y'all send all that money to Iraq, Ukraine.
Hey, they funded the hell out of Ukraine, bruh. I mean, yo, I agree with you there, fam. They funded the living hell out of Ukraine and Iraq, but they funded the hell out of Ukraine, so I can't knock him on that one. He ain't lying. They did fund the hell out of Ukraine. Like, we gonna pull them stats up here in a minute. Let's let him finish, but he almost done.
Y'all funding all these wars, but when it's time to help the Americans, y'all don't want to fucking help us? I need my fucking EBT, yo. I need my money, yo. I need my fucking EBT. Stop fucking playing with me, yo.
Hey, him saying, yo, I'm going to say homie from the East Coast. I think buddy from the East Coast. And the East Coast is a blue state, for sure. New York going to be a blue state. I don't even have to ask that question. I was going to ask Google, is New York a blue state? New York a blue state. So if he over there in like New York or Jersey, let's see. What East Coast states are blue? Blue states. Let's see. Here we go. Right. Blue states. Blue. Why the hell they got green over here? I don't know what green is. They give me a bunch of crap. Come on. Okay, here we go. Real quick. Blue wall. Let's see. Maine, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, along with Washington, D.C. Okay. Yeah, those is all blue. That probably wrapped up the whole East Coast. I think everything on the East Coast is blue for sure. That for sure wrapped up. There it is. Yep. Here it is. Let me show you. Let me show you on a map. Here we go right here. Look, there it is right there. There's your blue states. I named just about all these cities right here. I named all of these. So when he's saying, yo, I'm like, yeah, buddy on the East Coast for sure. So yeah, he catching the brunt of that right there for sure. Now, previous question that I had was, what was it? Ukraine. How much money did U.S. send to Ukraine? Let's see. In total. All right, how much money was sent to Ukraine in total? Since February of 2022? Ooh. Yikes. Oh. Yeah, that's not looking too shabby. Oh my goodness. Whew. Yeah, this ain't looking too good. I'll tell you that much. Aid. Oh boy. Yeah. It's not looking too good, guys. It's not looking too good. It's not looking too good. So from February 2022 to December 2024, the total amount was $182 billion. God dang. Yeah, that's painful. Yikes. But hold on. Before we go down there, hold on. Let's see. How much does the US spend on what do we call it? We'll just say food stamps per year. All right, so let's see. So how much does it cost for the federal government to give out on food stamps a year? Okay, let's see. With individuals averaging the spending accounted for 70%. Federal, but there's different kind of benefits though. There's WIC, there's SNAP, And a WIC didn't. I don't think WIC stopped. WIC and food stamps, or SNAP, whatever you want to call it. So okay, SNAP is formerly known as food stamps. So SNAP and WIC are two different things. WIC is for women and infant children. That don't stop. So women always get a pass. That's why they be trying to have babies and stuff. But man, you think about this. WIC is for, you know, women and infant children having babies and stuff, right? It's like women get a lot of free passes when it comes to government, like taking care of their ass and stuff like that. And if they get kids, like they get a hell of a lot of benefits. Like they really do. And to kind of like say they don't want to have babies no more and they want to be strong and independent, it's like, boy, daddy government sure is gonna be saving a. Oh, that makes sense. I don't think they'll do that though. I don't think they'll take away WIC. But maybe if the WIC number gets low enough, they can lower the WIC number, but they probably will never take it away. Because the more women abstain from having kids, the government don't have to take care of them as far as government programs go, like housing and WIC. So that's going to lower that number of the government's taking care of them. But anyway, I digress. I'm over here thinking and talking. SNAP is it's practically $100 billion a year. So SNAP is $100 billion a year. And from, what was it? From February 2022 to December 2024, we spent $183 billion for Ukraine aid. So what's that? 183 divided by 3 is going to be 60 billion a year. So we gave away almost 2 years worth of food stamps to Ukraine that could have went to people on our own soil. So, all right. So I get that. So I feel him on that, but he had made some points. So I'm going to give him that. So yeah, so each year it costs $100 billion for the SNAP program. So that's probably going to change as far as people having to qualify for SNAP. So the amount of SNAP people get won't be nowhere near as much because of the working. So if you're working, you ain't going to get as much SNAP as you usually do. So a lot of stuff is going to change, and Trump's trying to save a lot of money, and at that cost of saving money is going to hurt a lot of people, and then also going to put a lot of money in rich people's hands. Let's just call it what it is. But all right, so there's that. And let's see what we got here. So for the next person that we have up on here, we got this lady, unfortunately, man. She's at the it looked like she's at the food stamp office, and she's having a hard time dealing with the fact that her food stamps ain't come in. And she at the office, and she just can't believe that she ain't getting no stamps. And she has a reaction. So let's see what her reaction is about her not getting her stamps. All right, let's go ahead and check her out. So here we go. This lady right here, she got these, says the government shutdowns got these single mothers snapping about their food stamps. So let's hear this lady right here speak on. Here we go.
I need to know what's going on. I got 9 kids to feed. 9 babies. And I want to know why they ain't put my food stuff on their car.
Do what?
I done been waiting. I done did my application. And I got 3 handicapped babies. I need to know why my food stamps ain't on my car. This is not right. This ain't fair. I don't care about no shutdown or none of that. But I've been calm. I've been calling. Everybody ignoring me. I've been here 3, 4, 5 times. I want to know why ain't my food stamps on my car. I got 9 babies to feed.
This girl been waiting all this time.
Ma'am, I done been called, I done been down here, and I'm tired.
It's sad.
I done been there, done did all that, and they still ain't put my food stamps on because of the shutdown. This is not fair. I'm tired, I done did all that. Now I need to know what a supervisor or somebody. I need somebody to help me. I got 9 kids to feed. 9 kids. 4 of them ain't mine. I'm taking care of other people's kids. I'm old, I'm tired, I got arthritis. I'm tired of coming back and forth down here about my food stamp. I done had an appointment now. They told me my car money supposed to be on my car. It ain't on there yet. Y'all gotta fix this now. I don't have nothing to do with that shutdown. I'm stressed out. I'm a single mama and I'm helping other people's kids. Now I need my stamps now. I ain't gonna keep going through this. I'm already going through a lot of pain.
Definitely coming.
I came down here. This is my 5th time coming down. I had an interview and all. Now this ain't fair how y'all doing people.
131.
This ain't fair. I done been all right there. Y'all done did my interview and all that. I still ain't got my steps. Still ain't got my steps. Y'all done let the people shut down the government. Now they ain't gonna give me my steps.
It's so sad.
All right. Yeah, unfortunately for this lady here, it's a very unfortunate situation. However, I must say this. The government shutdown did not only affect you, ma'am. It did affect everyone. Yeah. It did. It did. It didn't just affect you. It affected everybody. Like, nobody wanted them to shut down the government. Well, some people did. But nobody wanted the government to shut everything down. But they did. And at the cost of them shutting it down, everybody feels the brunt of the shutdown. So, you know, you going up there 5 times, 5 different interviews, wondering why the money ain't on just your card. It's like, if it ain't on your card, it's not gonna be on nobody else's. You know what I mean? Like, everybody feeling the same. Whatever money you had on your card, you want to spend it wisely and stretch that out as much as you can. Spaghetti better be your best friend. You know what I mean? Get you some noodles, ground beef, and beef expensive as hell right now. My God. Get you some ground beef, some noodles, and some, you know, pasta sauce for $1.50, whatever. And you better make spaghetti sandwiches, spaghetti, you know, like, go all out and stretch that as far as you possibly can. You know what I mean? But you've called a bunch of times. You've been down there 5 different times. And you know that there's a government shutdown, but yet you still want stamps on your card. Like, I wonder what they said on the 3rd interview. Like, because you did 5. So what happened on the 3rd interview? Was they like, look, we're going to tell you the same thing we told you on the 1st and 2nd one. And then she came back for a 4th. They was like, yo, well, look. And I think this is time number 5. So, like, clearly, I mean, she has 9 kids she's taking care of. She said 3 are disabled, 4 are somebody else's. So that means 5 kids are actually hers. She's put out 5 kids personally on her own. And she said she's a single mom. God dang. That's a lot. So, you know, and I don't want to judge her situation. I don't know if, you know, unfortunately, maybe the father passed away, or hopefully all them kids is by the same man and not just a bunch of different ones. Then you're taking care of other people's kids. I mean, it's no telling what that situation could be. But dang, a single mother to 9 kids, whew, that's brutal. And 3 are on disability. So she was collecting checks out the ass. Like, if you think about it, she was getting a lot of money from the government. 9 kids, some on disability, so that ups the amount. You know what I mean? Like, she was, yeah, her whole existence was living off those 9 kids. I don't think she had a job at all. I don't think she was working whatsoever. I don't think she was working. I just don't see it. Because the amount of money people was getting, people on TikTok talking about they was getting like $1,200 for food stamps, $1,500 for food stamps. I'm like, who the hell you feeding? How the hell you get how? That much? You know what I mean? Like, and you run through that a month? I'm like, good Lord. That is a lot. Like, that's a lot. And come to find out, you can spend food stamps on different things. You know what I mean? There's a lady that let me see if I can find that lady that talks about that. She speaks on what you can spend food stamps on. It's not just groceries and stuff. Let's see. I think there's this lady right here. I think she's going to go in and speak on where all other places you can spend food stamps. She speaks on who takes food stamps, but thinks she also goes in and talks about what else you can spend food stamps on. And it's not just food. You can actually, I think you can spend it on like delivery service. But let me go ahead and let this woman talk about it. But that sucks. The lady got 9 kids. I wonder how much, you know what? I don't have to wonder anymore. How much, let's find out. How much food stamps and disability would you get for, I'm going to say 5 kids. Because She has 5. Okay, so let's see, a family. So for a family of 5, maximum amount is gonna be right under $1,200. And then let's see, potentially, let's see, and then in households with disabled members, and has special rules. Children with qualifying disabilities and also receive potential $700 per month. So 3 with disabilities, so potentially $730 per month. For a family of 5 in Texas, the max you can get is right under $1,200, so $1,183. So we're gonna say $1,200 for a family of 5. She got 9 kids. She got 3 on disability. So then potentially up to $733 per month if you have a child with a disability. So therefore, that's gonna be. She was probably getting like damn near $3,000 on food stamps and disability. You know, like, well, see, 712. Yeah, I would say for sure 2,500. I say 2,500 she was getting for sure. $2,500 she was getting for sure, feeding everybody. That's a lot of money, dude. For some, so oh my goodness, that's a lot. About $2,500 on food stamps, but you got 9 kids you're taking care of. Okay, let's see. Hold on. I said 5 kids. Let's see what happens if we put 9. 9 kids, stamps and disabilities. How much food stamps disability would you get for a household of 9? The max monthly amount benefit is $2,007. Okay, and then Social Security benefits and who knows if she got Social Security? That's another thing that's getting affected. Social Security benefits maybe. For children whose parents receive disability, range from 150 to 180% of the parents' full benefit amount, with individual child benefits have to have the parents' benefits. So, parental, all right, so that's like $2,000. Dang, golly, 2,000. Man, people was they were living off these damn 2,000. I mean, that's 9 people. It's like, yeah, you gotta take that into consideration. That's 9 people. So I do get that. But then how much is for the disabled? Okay, how much per child for disabled? So let's see. How much disability for a child do you get from the government? Yeah, let's see, from the government. How much do you get? So children with disabilities so SSI is what it's called, supplementary security income. You know, when you read and learn about these things, you understand, like, if you're going through a situation with a baby mother, you might sort of kind of understand when I start talking about this, why you have to deal with certain situations like therapy and shit like that. If you ever fought somebody dealing with a kid in therapy, you'll start to understand why they try to put your kid in therapy, because there's a benefit attached to putting your kids on freaking disability. Crazy. In the United States, SSI for children has a maximum monthly payment of $967 for an individual in 2025, though the actual amount may be lower depending on the child or oh my goodness. So you can get $900 for a child with a disability if they get approved for SSI. Golly. So 960, I'm gonna say 950. So 950 if you get SSI. And that's in 2025. So she had 3 kids that was on disability. So we'll say 900 for each kid. That's 2,700 right there. Plus 9 kids. That's extra 2. She was like getting 47. Oh my God. What? Wow. Oh my goodness. $4,700. I get it. You got the kids and the food stamps, but like, when you're getting paid like that, that's What can you spend that on? Oh my God. What qualifies as a disability for a child? What qualifies? Let's figure this shit out. Because now I'm like really into this now. Now I got to figure this out. A child under 18 is considered disabled if they got medically determinable physical or mental impairments resulted in marked or severe functional limitations that have lasted or expected to last at least 12 months. A child 3 or 12 may, oh my goodness. If you ever wonder why people, oh my goodness. The more I learn about this, the more I'm getting pissed off. But what qualifies? What is a disability? What is considered a disability? So here we go. Anyone? Okay, who's eligible for SSI? Here we go. Oh my goodness. All right, y'all. We have to learn because this shit is important. We're about to learn something. All right, so here we go right here. What is considered a disability? A disability is going to be considered hold on. Let me put this off to the side. Give me 2 seconds. I gotta get this thing over here off to the side. Oh my goodness. Let's turn this thing down. Oh snap. Turn my phone on and you got people fighting police officers. That is not good. That's not good whatsoever. We do not condone that over here. We respect the law at all times. We ain't trying to fight no police. That's not how you live life. All right, so here we go. Who is eligible for SSI? SSI is a supplemental security income, all right? So for anyone who is, okay, so this is how it's worded, and I'm going to put it up on the screen for you. So this is how this works. Where's my thing? Right here. Okay, you got it. All right, sorry up there. Nah, I'll just accept the mental issues until it breaks out in a freak accident. Knock arts. What's going on, man? I've seen you before, I believe. I think I've seen you before, man. Appreciate you joining the show, man. I'll just accept the mental issues until it breaks out in a freak accident. I mean, I feel you. So right here, who is eligible for SSI? So anyone who is age 65 or older, blind or disabled. But what is disabled? And who has limited income, limited resources, is a U.S. citizen or national, or a non-citizen in one of certain alien classifications granted by the Department of Homeland Security. What the hell does that mean? Been a while. Time zones be making it difficult to watch. Where you at? I forget where you at, Knocked. I forget. Forgive me for forgetting, but where are you? Okay, anyone who is a U.S. citizen or a non-citizen in one of certain alien classifications granted. What are certain alien classifications granted? Norway in the building. What is up, Norway? He's on the other side of the globe. What time is it over there in Norway? In general, an alien who is subject to an active warrant for deportation or removal does not meet the non-citizen requirement. Okay. Also, and who is a resident of one of the 50 states, the District of Columbia, or Northern Mariana Islands, is not absent from the state, DC, or Northern Mariana Islands for a full calendar month or 30 consecutive days or more. So if you're here for 30 days, okay, is not confined to an institution such as a hospital or prison at the government's expense. Anyone who applies for any other cash benefits or payments from which he or she may be eligible, for example, pension, Social Security benefits, gives SSA permission to contact any financial institution and request any financial records about he or she, files an application, and meets certain other requirements. What does age mean? Age means 65 or older. It's 10 p.m., usually still at work, but at this time, decided to spoil myself today. Hell yeah, spoil yourself, buddy. What's your choice of spoiling yourself with? What did you do to spoil yourself? What is blindness? Here we go. What does disabled mean for a child? Disabled means if you're under the age of 18, we may consider you disabled if you have medically determined physical or mental impairments. Boy, oh boy, these women be throwing their kids in therapy for this damn check. Oh, this is pissing me off. All right, here we go. Results: marked and severe functional limitations. Marked and severe, okay, can be expected to result in death or can be expected to last for a continuous period of not less than 12 months. Okay. Okay. What does disabled mean for an adult? Let's see. 18 or older, considered disabled if you have medically determinable physical, mental, results in an inability to do substantial gainful activity, can be expected to result in death, or has lasted or can be expected to last for a continuous period of not less than 12 months. Okay. SSA is committed to providing benefits quickly to claimants whose medical conditions are so serious that their conditions clearly meet the disability standards. What does limited income mean? Okay, money you earn from work, money you receive from other sources such as Social Security, workers' comp, unemployment, Department of VA affairs, friends or relatives, free food or shelter. We do not count all income for SSI, but income that we do count reduces your SSI benefit amount. Effective 9/30/2024, food is no longer included in ISM calculations. I'm going to assume ISM. This means that the value of food will no longer reduce your SSI payment. Prior to this, food or shelter were included in the ISM, and the recipient of food from outside or inside the home was counted as ISM. What are limited resources? Cash, land, stocks, bank account, vehicles, personal property, life insurance, everything else. The SSI limits for resources that we do count are individual or child and couple. To get SSI, you must be a citizen or national of the United States, or a non-citizen who is a qualified alien or in one of certain alien classifications granted by... Okay, what is that? What is a qualified... What the hell is that? What is that? I need to figure that out. What is... Oh, this is driving me up a wall. Man, oh man. Give me one. I got to figure out what that is, because that's been on here multiple times. He has spoiled himself today, y'all, with a six-pack beer and ramen. My boy said a six-pack of beer and some ramen. Hey, you know what? You know what, my friend? Knocked Art, we're going to give you a round of applause, buddy, because all men deserve to spoil themselves. So shout out to you, baby. Shout out to you. Hell yeah. Let's see. Why isn't it only medical? Why is it not only medical support just to avoid misuse of welfare funds? Potentially. I can't disagree with you on that. Probably. You never know. I'm just as stumped as you are, but I'm learning at the same time. A qualified alien, particularly for SSI eligibility, is an individual categorized by the Department of Homeland Security into one of 7 specific classifications, such as those lawfully admitted for permanent residence, granted asylum, or designated as a refugee. Granted asylum. So you're a qualified alien if you're admitted for permanent, if you are lawfully admitted for permanent residence. So I'm going to assume, I'm going to go on a limb here. I'm going to say this. If you lawfully admitted for permanent residence, I would say that would make sense as to why someone would come over here and get married and then, live with the married person and then can get SSI. Right? I'm assuming. I'm just trying to gain my own understanding of this, because this is kind of hard to grasp, because it says it right here. You probably can't see it. Right here. It says right here what I just read to you. I read this. So it says right here, a qualified alien for SSI is an individual categorized by the Department of Homeland Security in the 7 categories. So I got to find out what those 7 are. Specific, such as those who lawfully admitted for permanent residence. So if you get married to somebody, does that count as lawfully admitted permanent residence? Granted asylum. What the hell is granted asylum? What is granted asylum? Man, what is granted asylum? This here, boy, I can go down this rabbit hole all day long. I have to figure this out, because I'm trying to learn as to what's all been going on. So asylum, let's see. allowing them to live and work legally and are immediately watch this, y'all. When asylum is granted in the United States, it offers protection to foreign nationals who meet the definition of a refugee, allowing them to live and work legally in the United States. Asylees are immediately authorized to work, may petition to bring family members, and can apply for a green card after 1 year. So when you get granted asylum, you get protection to foreign nationals who meet the definition of a refugee. So asylum in the United States protects them from individuals fearing persecution based on specific, allowing them to remain in the country with various rights. Okay, so then how do you gain asylum? That's the next question. All right, let's go down this rabbit hole then. Let's figure this out. How do you gain asylum in the U.S.? Oh my goodness. How do you gain asylum? There are 3 ways to obtain asylum. All right, well, let's figure this out. What are the 3 ways? And then we're going to get back to what 3 ways. The affirmation process, an asylum merit interview after a positive, credible fear determination, or the defensive what the Asylum seekers are normally granted to those who run away from war and anything that threatens their life. Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Knocked. Oh my goodness. So then everybody was getting SSI out the asshole. So Ukraine, if you were in Ukraine and that situation broke out, you came here, you were granted asylum. Easy. My question is, Mexico, if you say you had an issue with the cartello, could that count as life-threatening? And you get asylum granted here, so you get a... Boy. I bet you people are probably looking at me like, boy, you dumbass, you didn't know this. No, I didn't, because I wasn't receiving any of this, so I didn't see how deep the rabbit hole goes. So now when I see it, I see how so many people are pissed off. So this is, and then on top, oh my goodness, Jesus. All right, you know what? We're going to let this brother right here talk, and he's going to speak on what is changing with the food stamps in November and what's not. So let me, and Knox it, and that could give you asylum rights. Yeah, that could give you I also know what else could give you asylum rights for women. Women who come over here and they're dealing with a dude, relationship wise, anything domestic, any kind of domestic violence or something threatening, or get married and do like a domestic situation, they can get granted asylum. They can get granted asylum for like domestic situations from a spouse. So if you ever wonder why women be on your dingling and they want you so bad, it gets deeper than that, bro. It ain't you. It ain't ever you. It's never you. She know that she can get granted some kind of rights and become, some kind of citizen or granted asylum for whatever situation. Not saying granted asylum, but she can, get green card or something, gain the benefit of getting over here or whatnot. But golly. So then the immigration thing, you could have came from any country. I mean, it didn't matter where. So then Venezuela was having, so any country that was having a war that ran to the United States, all they had to do was say where they was coming from and get SSI. And then we just looked at how much SSI you could get. Golly. And then you can all live in one house with SSI. All right. Okay. Now when I understand it and put it into a bigger perspective, okay. Now I see. Jesus Christ. Yeah, bro. The American is getting shafted with a 16-inch non-Vaseline, non-oiled up dildo. Just shove it right in that. Boy, man, that's grimy. That's grimy. When you look at the big picture and you see it, it's like, yo, yeah, this is brutal. Knox says, nah, if I become a passport bro, I'm staying in that country. Ain't no way I'm dealing with the housing market nowadays. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. I agree. Straight up. I wouldn't, yeah. I'll become a passport bro. Yeah, I mean, I would still be doing my live streams for sure as a passport bro, but I wouldn't, I would just live in a, I mean, I would, what the hell would I do? I'd probably live in a country. I probably move somewhere in the country to where like my dollar stretches so far I don't have to use as much to live on, but I'd be living like a king in that country for sure. But I wouldn't consider myself a passport bro. I'm gonna call myself a free agent. Shout out to CGA. I call myself a free agent, and I would probably live somewhere else, and I would not tell a freaking soul where I'm at, because people over here saying, oh, look over here, or come over here, this is how much this is. I ain't telling nobody shit. I ain't finna know nothing. Like, nope. I did my research. I found my location. I'm at my spot. I'm chilling. Y'all ain't finna blow up my spot. Hell no. Like, you ain't, no. I don't want to see nobody that look like me or have the same accent as me in where I'm at. I'm like, look, I'm good. I'm rural. My electricity good. My internet good. I can leave and travel as I please. The women around here are great. The food around here is natural. I ain't telling nobody where I'm at. I'm staying to myself. Like, me and my son, we good. Ain't nobody finna know nothing. Living in, I'm gonna assume Japan. Living in Japan countryside, buying a villa to 50 to 100K instead of a 60 square meter apartment for 450 in Norway. Ooh, a 60 square meter apartment is $450,000 in Norway. Hold on, I gotta give you the soundbite for that one, bro. Oh my goodness.
I said, God damn.
Jesus. That's a lot of money, not for a 60 square meter apartment. We do square feet. You do square meters. There's 3 feet in a meter. So if I multiply that by 3, I'm assuming, right? If my math serves me correctly. No, that can't be right. No, square meter. Oh God. I'm showing my American side right now. Knock, hold on. Square feet to square meters. Sorry. Showing my American side. I should know this, but I don't. Shame on me. Let's see. He said 60 square meters. What is that to square feet? 645 square feet for $450,000. Get the hell out of here. Hell no. That's crazy work. My goodness. Hell no. That's no. Okay, so let's see. 1 square meter is how many square foot? 1 square meter is 10.7 square feet. Okay, now I know that for the next time. I'll just say 10 and I'll be off a little bit. I'll just say 10 or 10 and a half, and then I'll just use the simple calculation of 10 and I'll be off by like, a good amount, but I'll be in the ballpark range of like 50 square meters off. All right, I'm good. Okay, cool. So there's that. Jesus, for 450,000. Well, I could say that we getting those numbers here in Austin, Texas, with all these New Yorkers and Californians coming in here. So I can't even like argue with that. To be quite honest, I can't even argue, because where I'm at, we probably get those same numbers too. Living out here, we probably like close to you, because all these Californians, New Yorkers, and people who came over here, they jacked the price up, but kept the same kept the same wages they were making back in their state and city, and came over here and just like jacked us up. About to sell everything and live in the woods. No, don't sell everything. Upgrade, baby. Upgrade. Like grind through it, push through it, like level up, rise above it. Just rise above it. You just got to stay down, stay disciplined. Don't drink, don't smoke, don't fornicate, work out, get your body right, get your mind right, change your mind and level up. Then when you can look at yourself and say, I can't afford a 450,000 square foot home in Norway, but I ain't dumb enough to do it, then you go live in the woods somewhere, because now you like, you know what, now I can live out here in the woods comfortably, and I'm still making my level up money, my boss up money. I'm good now. Like I could live there and make for $450K for a 650 square foot apartment, but I'm doing so good I can go and out and live in the woods and enjoy myself. Having assets is the only thing that is going to keep you in the game. That's a fact. That is a straight. Who is this? Tiny said, where y'all at? Where are y'all? Are y'all on Kick, Twitch, YouTube? Which platform are y'all on? Y'all are both on Twitch. Okay, cool. I can see where y'all at. Y'all are both on Twitch. Cool. Because I'm also on YouTube as well. But yes, sir. But real quick, let me go ahead and get onto the show real quick. This dude, real quick, he's going to go ahead and break down what's changing with food stamps in November. So here, let this guy speak on what's changing from the food stamps in November. It's a quick little talk. He ain't going to talk too long. If he does, I'll cut him off. But here we go.
All right, here's the truth about the new SNAP rules starting in November under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. What's staying the same? If you're an adult without kids and don't work, you can still only get food stamps for about 3 months every 3 years. You can keep them longer if you work, volunteer, or go to job training, 80 hours a month. People who are pregnant, disabled, or already working full-time still don't have to follow these extra rules. Now, if you're in school or taking care of someone who's sick, you can still qualify too. Now, what's changing? The age limit is going up. Now, 18 to 64-year-olds must meet the 80-hour rule. It used to stop at 54. Parents only get a break if their child is 13 or younger. Before, it was under 18. Veterans, homeless people, and young adults from foster care used to be automatically exempt. Those exemptions are going away. For immigrants, only U.S. citizens and green card holders can get SNAP now, though some refugees and asylees can still qualify under federal law. Now, the fine print. States can ask for a waiver if their unemployment rate is 10% or higher. That means some places won't see the new rules right away. Native American tribes will get a new exemption that may make it easier for tribal members to qualify. These rules mostly affect adults without kids, not families with children on the same case. Each state will run the program a bit differently since they'll be paying more of the cost. Some of the rules stay the same, but the age range and the exemptions are changing big time. Whether it helps or hurts depends on where you live and your situation. Comment part 3 if you want me to break down.
All right, so as you heard there, so age and exemptions are changing drastically. Shout out to that brother for reading that out to us. Let's give that man a round of applause for sure. So the age limit went up. It was 18 to 54. Now it's 18 to 64. Jesus Christ. So basically they saying like, look, we know y'all ain't retiring those times soon. So y'all gonna need this help. So yeah, let's just go ahead and up that age because you ain't retiring no more. You're gonna work until you die. Then the exemptions, you got a break. The new break is 13 and under. It was 18 and under. Now it's 13 and under. So it's like, yeah, them 18-year-old kids, they ain't ride it out no more. When they become teenagers, like get them off get them out of here. They're like, nah, we ain't taking care of that. Oh my goodness. And then you can have it, what'd he say? For 3 months, you can have it, what, if you're not working, it's 3 months every 3 years if you're not working. Otherwise, you can extend them and keep them if you're working 20 hours a week or 80 hours a month. In the land of the free. Yeah, man. It's the land of the free. But you got to remember, in order to be free, it costs a lot of money. In order to be free, it's expensive to be free. Oh my goodness. That's the catch. I think that's the part that people don't understand. Free costs a lot. You got to remember that, bro. Free costs the most. Make sure you don't get sick either. I think you meant to say make sure you don't get sick either. That's true for sure. Yeah, you make sure you don't get sick, because if you get sick, it's like, yeah, they gonna look at you and they gonna look at you like this. They gonna be like,
prepare to meet your doom.
Yeah, prepare to meet your doom, buddy, because we ain't gonna be able to help you out too much. I mean, you can get sick, but yeah, you didn't meet the 20-hour requirement, or the 80 hours a month because you were sick. So, you can reapply, because you missed it this month, but reapply when we see that, man. That's brutal. But I think he said 80. Was it for every 3 months?
All right, here's the truth about the.
Hold on, let me fast forward real quick.
What's staying the same? If you're an adult without kids,
Right here. If you're an adult without kids and don't work, you can still only get food stamps for about 3 months. Every 3 years. Jesus. Whoo-wee. So if you don't work, it's like, we'll help you out for 3 months. After that, if you ain't working, don't come back over here for another 3 years. Bruh. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, you might as well just you just understand, if you come to America, bro, you finna work till you die. I mean, that's kind of been that's kind of been a staple of life anyway. Like, you know, you're gonna work until you can't work no more. At that point, hopefully you figure out a way how to get into the, you know, the what is it, the fourth quadrant. It's employee, self-employed, business, investor. You always want to try to get to the investor quadrant, to where your money work for you, where you like living off of dividends and stuff like that, and things of that nature. But yeah, if you ain't get there in time, boy oh boy, yeah, it's not gonna be very pretty for you. But if you don't work, you get food stamps for about 3 months, and that's every 3 years. You can keep them longer if you work, volunteer, or go to job training 80 hours a month. If you volunteer, the hell does volunteering do? Because if you volunteer, you still got to pay rent. So what the hell is a volunteer going to do for your rent? I mean, you're going to eat, but you're going to eat outside. So that don't make no sense. Now, I'm going to tell you how this makes sense. Actually, I digress. This situation, this changes because it benefits, I would say it benefits a married couple, I think. Maybe not a married couple, but a 2-parent household. Let's say it like that. If there's a 2-parent household, this benefits them. If you had a kid out of wedlock, or you're a single parent, it's not going to benefit you as much. It's mainly going to benefit the 2-parent household, because when one person is going out working and paying the bills, the other parent can be either A, working, or B, doing 20 hours of part-time work a week while they take care of the kid, and either take and send them off to a public school where it's going to dumb down your kid, or homeschool the kid. So now that parent can be able to receive or qualify for the benefits. You know what I mean? So therefore the food will still be coming in because that one parent is doing at least the 20 hours, or both of y'all at least working until 20 hours. So that works out. You know what I mean? So it seems like it's designed for 2 parents in the home, which how it should be at the end of the day. That's how it should be. People who are pregnant, disabled, or already working full time still don't have to follow these extra rules. So if you are pregnant, disabled, or you're already working full time, you don't have to follow these rules. So I think you'll still get food stamp. So will you still get food stamps if you're working full time? But then again, if you work too much, they won't give them to you, if I'm not mistaken. If you're in school or taking care of someone who's sick, you can still qualify too. Okay, I mean, that's known. But people who are pregnant, disabled, or already working full time still though. I wonder if people who do that with their kids, if you're in school or taking care of someone who's sick. So households that have their children in college, like their son or daughter's going to college, I wonder if like people actually have their kids apply for food stamps in the same household. Does that work? Do they let you get away with that? I mean, you probably can, but probably not underneath this new big beautiful bill the way this stuff is finna be spelt out. I don't think you're gonna be able to get past on that. But then again, you never know. Like when we looked at this chart that I had up here, the demographic of people who was getting SNAP in 2020, I'll show you right here again. The demographics of people who was getting snaps back in 2020 was right here. So we have whites were 62%, not Hispanic, white but not Hispanic was 40%, black is 27%, Asian 3.8%, all other races or race combinations is 6.7%, and Hispanic of any race is 27%. So it kind of makes you wonder, like, how exactly were they able to divvy up who would qualify and get food stamps? Because you just sit in there and just say things like, you know, oh, hey, I'm a college kid, you know, and you live at home with your parents, or you live alone. I don't know how the hell. I mean, there's a way to finagle the system. I mean, there is. I'm not telling you to go finagle the system, but people do it all the time. So I'm wondering if this new standards makes it harder to finagle the system and get over on the system, because, you know, if black people are the poorest demographics but get the damn near get the least amount of food stamps, and white people are the richer demographic in America but they get the most food stamps, like, somebody is finagling something. I'm not against anybody, but I'm just like, you know, calling a spade a spade. Like, how the hell would you getting food stamps if you know, if you making more money? Like, I'm just trying to figure that out. Food stamps is an alien concept for me. Do y'all not have food stamps in Norway? Tiny Aim, if you're still here, where are you located at? And do y'all have government system? Remember, black is a fraction of the population. In America, yeah, but like, I guess I have to say it like this. Technically, there's no such thing as black. I mean, my shirt is black, my skin is not, and anybody else is really not black. I mean, even the dude here, he technically isn't black. He's just a different shade of brown, to be quite honest. His hair is black, but his skin isn't black. So technically speaking, I mean, like, you know, but I mean, I get what you're saying. But in America, yes, but globally, if we go by, you know, like, you know, copper, brown, or quote unquote black, I would say it's the majority. You know, I would say it's the majority, because, you know, the Latinos, they got melanin, and everybody else, so they would be the majority. But in America, it would be the minority, yes. No food stamps in Norway. Dang, no food stamps in Norway, and I got y'all paying $450,000 for a 60 square meter home? Jesus, man, that's brutal. Man, that's brutal. How, man, that's crazy. Whew, that's brutal. Well, what kind of government do y'all have out there in Norway? What's y'all government look like in Norway? Do y'all have are y'all a capitalist system, or are y'all a communist system? I guess that's what I'm trying to say. What kind of government is ran out there? And let me get this next person pulled up. This girl right here, how long is she talking? Because I don't want her to talk too long, because this girl's gonna run her. No, we're not gonna listen to her. She talks too much. We're gonna listen to this one right here. She's gonna say her take on food stamps. I think she's gonna be the one to explain people who had or have EBT and what they spend it on. There's different places where you could actually spend your EBT or your food stamp cards, and she's going to break it down. So let this woman talk real quick, and she's going to explain on how people spend their EBT in different places you could spend it, which I didn't know this was something you could do. I mean, I would see it in gas stations. When you go up to gas stations and they say EBT or whatever accepted here, food stamps is accepted here, and I would be like, you got to be a fool to spend your food stamp card in the gas station. Like, that'd be the dumbest thing you can do, because gas station is charging you out the ass. But anyway, let's see what this lady says real quick, and let me let her take it away for a minute. Here we go.
I'm going to say something that might upset some people, but it is what it is. Most of you know that I do DoorDash, and while doing DoorDash, I noticed that you can use your EBT card for DoorDash. So not only do people not have to pay for their groceries, they also don't even have to get up off their couch. They can just yell at me through the chat to get them everything that they want. And let me tell you, it's not a cart full of fresh vegetables, fruits, and meats. It's always processed food and garbage. Now, I am all for a leg up, not a lifestyle. People need help, and I'm glad that this country offers the way for people to get a little bit of help that they need. What I'm not okay with is where EBT is allowed. DoorDash should not allow EBT customers. Sorry. Did you know, if I just walked into Royal Farms the other day, it's a big sign. Use your EBT card here. You can get all you want from like Royal Farms on EBT. So prepared foods, doesn't matter. So I just think the whole system needs to be revamped. It needs to be not a reward for planning poorly. One kid's an accident, okay? You know how sex works. Come on. Before you come at me, kids are not going to starve, right? My kid goes to a Title I school. They get free breakfast and they get free lunch. So it's not like there'll be nothing for them to eat. And again, their parents planned poorly. So yes, a leg up, not a lifestyle. Definitely not a generational lifestyle. And I think that it should only be used for meat, fruit, vegetables, well, staples like flour and rice and things like that. You know, it shouldn't be for chips. It shouldn't be for soda. It's just a perpetual cycle, because then they're going to go on, you know, Medicaid, and they have a lot of health problems because all they do is eat artificial dyes and cancer-causing chemicals. So.
That right there. Did you catch that last part? She said they're going to get Medicaid, then they eat artificial dyes, and then when the kids get those artificial dyes and get cancer, then what's the next thing they get? SSI, or disability. And then the cycle continues. If I can poison my kid with these foods, then I can get more money. God dang. It's a wicked system out there, but it's up to you if you want to use it. It's on you. It is straight up your choice. Let me see real quick. Let's see. We had Knock. He said it's a Knock. Let me go Knock. I'm gonna go Tiny next. Knox said it's a mix between capitalism and socialism over there in Norway. Minimum wage pays around 40%. Tax more income. It goes up to 55 to 60%. Jesus. So a mix between capitalism and socialism. Oh, yikes. Are y'all leaning more towards socialism or more towards capitalism? It's a mix, but does it lean more towards, like, you know, more socialist or more capitalist mix? I mean, I guess with the taxes, you sound like you're going to be more socialist. And then Tiny Aim says, where are you at? What was the question? What did I ask you? I forget. They do food stamps in UK. It's the same. Capitalist with socialism. Man, y'all look like y'all catching hell in UK. Jeez, it doesn't look good. But then again, what I see and then what people live is two different things to get a good understanding of it. They do food stamps in the UK. There are food banks, and with the current crunch on inflation, there are more and more, and they are run by charities. Okay. If they're ran by charities, from my understanding, if you run a charity, they can turn that into a tax write-off. So, you know, that can turn around and be a benefit for somebody who's rich. And, you know, I mean, as long as you're giving back and helping people, but yeah, it's a tax write-off. So they do food. So y'all do food stamps in the UK. There's no food stamps in Norway. So Knock don't get food stamps, but Tiny, y'all have food stamps in the UK. Y'all got food. So y'all in the UK, y'all have about what we have over here in America, in a sense, as far as that goes. But in Norway, ugh, yikes. Norway, man. It sound like y'all is living a little roughish over there in Norway. And this lady right here who just spoke, what she said that she does DoorDash, and EBT is accepted on DoorDash. And she said, let me tell you, it is not healthy food. She said it's straight garbage, which is crazy. So you can spend your food stamps on DoorDash and other things. But I feel like she contradicted herself. Was when she was talking, she said you could, but then she backdoored and said you couldn't.
Will not have to pay for their groceries.
Let me see real quick, because there was something she confused me on. She said that you can get food. You can use your EBT on DoorDash in there in Maryland, but then she backdoored and said that you can't use it. Let me find out what she said real quick. Hold on.
Also, don't even have to get up off their couch. They can just yell at me through the chat to get them everything that they want. And let me tell you, it's not a cart full of fresh vegetables, fruits, and meats. It's always processed food and garbage. Now, I am all for a leg up, not a lifestyle. People need help, and I'm glad that this country offers the way for people to get a little bit of help that they need. What I'm not okay with is where EBT is allowed. DoorDash should not allow EBT customers. Sorry.
Oh, okay. That's what she said. DoorDash should not allow EBT. Okay, that's where I got confused. I thought she said, okay, she didn't backdoor. She said that DoorDash shouldn't allow EBT, and that's true. I agree with her. If you're giving food stamps, because there was a lady I found on here, man, it was terrible. She opened up her fridge, and she showed what she was getting from food stamps. And it was just absurd what she had in her fridge, dude. Like it was just disgusting how she was flexing the food that she had. Yes, let me see if I can find her. But let me see. TBF, the minimum wage is around $20. To be frank, ha! I caught it. TBF, to be frank. That is that what y'all say in Norway? TBF means to be frank. See, here we say TBH, to be honest. Look at that. Look at me. God, understanding the global language. Yeah, to be frank. Damn, y'all minimum wage is $20? Damn. Your minimum wage is $20? The hell? $20? Okay, let me show you something. Hold on, Tiny. Give me a second. Knocked. Okay, minimum wage in Texas. Are you ready for this? Give me a drum roll. Give me a drum roll, please. Give me a. Are you ready for this? Minimum wage is $20 in Norway. All right, buddy. Here we go. We in Texas over here. Minimum wage in Texas. Are you ready? Here it comes. Pow! Minimum wage in Texas is $7.25 an hour. He said they minimum wage is $20. Oh my God. Are you serious? Ooh, my man said they minimum wage is $20. It's about 50. Well, here in Texas, now granted, I'm gonna be honest. Right now in today's current society, it's rare that you do find anything paying $7.25 an hour. I'll be honest on that. You'll probably see like $12 to $15 an hour, but technically speaking, the minimum wage in Texas is $7.25 an hour, and I'm pretty sure, doing certain jobs, you'll get down there. You can get offered $9 to $10 an hour for sure doing certain jobs. But yeah, y'all minimum wage is freaking that's what we got over. I can't believe that y'all minimum wage is $20. That's crazy. I guess because I'm a Texan and that's what I'm used to. Good Lord. Let me go back and see what Knox said, because his thing is going back. Right here. It says it's interesting. The taxes are much the same as Norway regarding taxes, but we don't run the gauntlet of being bankrupt when you get sick. That's us right here, the United States. You will go bankrupt if you get sick. I think the cost of living, balancing everything, is no different to the U.S. So let me read it again. It's interesting. The taxes are much the same as Norway regarding the taxes, but we don't run the gauntlet being bankrupt when you get sick. Okay, so in Norway, do y'all catch hell when y'all go to the hospital? Because that's us in the U.S. You go to the hospital, you better patch that shit up and put some alcohol and Neosporin on it. I think the cost of living balance and everything is no different to the U.S. So y'all cost of living is the same as UK. However, if y'all have to go to the doctor, y'all good. Y'all are they're like, come on in, we'll take care of you, I don't want to do my UK accent because I'm gonna make a fool of myself. But in the UK, they're like, come on in, you know what I mean? They're like, welcome, take care of you, probably charge you like $10 for your visit. Yeah, come over here to America and go to the hospital. Yeah, you gonna get that bill in the mail, then they gonna send that stuff to the debt collector if you don't pay that $3,000 bill. They gonna do you dirty out here, boy. It ain't no joke. That's why that's why Americans are so damn hell bent on capitalism and making money and just going gung ho when it comes to money. Cause then when your elders, they get older, if you can't afford to pay for them and take care of them, ain't nobody gonna give a damn. I mean, straight up, it's like a dog eat dog world. That's why Americans have that mindset of get it. We got to get it, get rich, and stay on top of it, because different states in America have different cost of living. So, your New Yorkers and your Californians and those expensive states, they have they even get taxed differently. You know what I mean? They have a federal tax and a state tax. In Texas, we just got a federal tax. But so they get taxed twice by the feds and by the state. We just get taxed by the feds. So therefore, and the same with New York, they got a federal and a state tax. Plus their cost of living is expensive as hell because people want to go to New York City and California and Disneyland and all that stuff and want to be by the beach and the coast. So their cost of living is expensive and the gas is more expensive. So everything over there. So the hustle culture of how to get money and get rich comes from those expensive states. Then you got more states that don't have all them taxes. It's more relaxed and stuff like that. But then when times like this happen, and it's expensive everywhere, then those people who make good wages, they leave their state and go to and then they go to states that are not as expensive. Now, with the advent of the internet to make money or to work remotely from your job, you're able to take that same wage you was making in California or in New York, go to a state where it costs less to live. So in Norway, for example, like Nak was saying, in Norway, you can get an apartment for $450,000 for 60 square meters. Okay, let's say it's like that in California, but you make, good money. But however, it's time to flee California because it's turning into a hellhole. You can take your same California wage you were making where you were able to afford that $450,000 home. Probably you were making like, $500,000 a year, but your taxes bring you down to probably like $200,000. So now you move to a different state. Now you can take that same $500,000 you was making. Now when you get taxed, you probably end up with $300,000 or $350,000 left over. And that $450K you were paying for that home is probably now $150,000 to $200,000. So you get to pocket that amount of money and save on taxes. Then you and a bunch of other people do that, and now you screw up the market for the people who used to live there for a lower cost of living. Now this state that was cheaper starts to go up and up and up, and all the locals get priced out, and then people start getting screwed over, and it just turns into a whole shit show. You know what I mean? It gets bad. Let's see. If you work overtime on holiday, late night shift, that minimum wage goes up to $60 to $80 an hour. Okay, we have that. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, holiday, I can agree with that. Overtime, no. Overtime for us is called time and a half. So if you make $20 an hour, you work overtime, you're getting paid $30 an hour, time and a half. So you get what you get make plus half or more. So you only get time and a half for overtime. How does one even live on the income? Yeah, it's rough. No, the taxes pays for the hospital. The maximum amount you pay yourself is around $400 to $600. Is that with or without insurance? Let's see, Tiny. NHS, you fund through taxes. So the richer you are, the more you contribute. So the richer you are in the UK, the more you get taxed. That will incentivize people not to get rich or to get rich and leave. Yeah, that's not good at all. That is not good at all. I don't agree with that whatsoever. You've got to keep funding those millionaires. Exactly. I agree. Let's see. Cost of basic food. Let's see. Cost of basic food stuff in the US is crazy. Yeah, and you're in the UK. From what I hear, our food, which is true. Have you, Tiny? Have you been to the US before? Because from what I heard, people who live in the UK, you eat our food and it's like we got sugar in everything. We got sugar in our bread. We got sugar in our frozen pizzas. We got, hell, don't be surprised, we got sugar in all of our canned goods. You can get a can of corn, beans, green beans. It's probably got some sugar in it. Don't be surprised. That's why people gain so much damn weight. Without insurance, it's $400 to $600 max a year for medical. Without insurance, it's $400 to $600 max a year for medical bills. That's not bad. Without insurance, okay, that's not bad in Norway. That's a good deal. There's some pros and cons I clearly see. There's some pros and cons for sure. Y'all bread tastes like cake. That's what I hear, man. I hear our bread. Y'all say our bread is sweet, but I'm from here, so when I eat it, I'm like, I need to put this in a toaster and put some jelly on top. That's what I hear. I hear you. The people in the different countries, they for sure say our stuff is sweet as hell. Your food is loaded with all sorts of crap. That's why most U.S. foods are not allowed in the U.K. And I've looked into that. I've seen that. Like, I think we've all seen the social media things where you put like this ketchup bottle from America and this ketchup bottle from the UK, and you read the ingredients, it is like, we got scientific shit that you can't even say, and y'all got like 6 ingredients. We got like red 7 and red 5 and all sorts of stuff, and y'all like, yeah, that's banned over here. It's like, oh shit. It's like, oh no. It's like, uh-oh. Yeah, I've seen that. I've looked into that, and I was like, yeah, I think it's I think it's certain candies. Like, y'all don't have, like, do y'all have Skittles in the UK? Like certain candies? Because I don't even think like some of the dye that's on our candies, like y'all are like, no, that's not even allowed over here. Like, hell no. I even think it's like candy and stuff that y'all can't even have from the UK. Well, y'all have banned in the UK. I don't say you can't have, but y'all got stuff banned over there in the UK that y'all don't have, which it makes sense to me. You want your people to be healthy, like the hell. Yeah, we have Skittles, but they are not the same. I'm curious. I want some damn Skittles from the UK. I want to see what they taste like, because believe it or not, this probably won't shock you, but like I'm damn near addicted to sugar living out here in America. You know, I'm a sugar head. I like sweets. Skittles in the EU has a different recipe from the US. I believe that. I believe that. I'm curious of what different candies taste like in different countries, because yeah, meat from the US is not allowed. What? I did not know that. Meat from the United States is not allowed in the UK. Oh boy, god dang. Oh man, Jesus. I didn't know that. You injected with all sorts of shit. Hey, the man that speaks no lies. The man speaks no lies. There's no lies being told whatsoever. I can't even argue with you. Like, unfortunately, yeah, that's true. That's gonna be true, unfortunately. I hate to, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Well, I got one more slide I need to make. I didn't get to make it to the AI segment of the show today. I only got to make it to the economy portion of the show. I got one more slide I'm gonna do for the economy, then I gotta wrap it up and go pick up my little one. Don't remember which chemical you guys use in meat, but it's for making the animal's muscles to grow faster. That chemical is banned in most of EU. Our bread goes off after about 3 or 4 days. What? All right, hold on. Y'all just brought up some stuff right now. All right. So first, let me go with the meat first. What is it? What do we pump in our meats? What is it that we pump in our meats? What does US pump into their meats? Pause. What is it called? What do we call the U.S. meat industry? You know what? I'll pull it up for you guys. All right, here we go. So the U.S. Can you see it? Make sure you. Okay, here it goes. The U.S. meat industry uses various substances, including steroid hormones, for growth in beef and cattle and sheep. Liquid solutions, often high in sodium, to enhance moisture and volume in poultry, beef and pork, and other compounds like chlorine baths, ammonia, carbon monoxide, and bacteriophages for bacterial control, tenderizing, or appearance. Jesus Christ. Yeah, guys, knock, be honest. Let's just call a spade a spade. You said you were trying to come to the U.S., so, yeah, you're going to have to eat this shit. Yeah, Knock, you're going to have to eat this for sure, buddy. Like, come on, buddy. We got steroids for, have you ever taken steroids before? If not, I got some chicken for you. I got you, buddy. I got you. If you need some, if you never took steroids, Doc, I got you. I got a bucket of chicken for you, bro. Home cooked too. Even if I cook it at home, probably got. That's why we all like big and Aki. That's why we just like, just swole, you know. And then we take steroids on top of the steroid food. Let's see. Our bread goes off after about 3 or 4 days. Okay. All right. Buddy said their bread goes off after 3 or 4 days. Yeah, that's unheard of over here. That's unheard of. Now, I'll say it's unheard of because I know if you go to like a certain place and get bread, it's like, yeah, your bread's gonna spoil quicker. But like at a grocery store, like your bread spoiled in 3 or 4 days, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm like, I just bought this. Why is it gonna spoil? I'll be pissed if my bread was spoiled in 3 or 4 days, even though I know bread should not last that long. And that's the sad part. I know better, but I've living here. You get so used to these things. It's like, that's what you're used to, but you know it's wrong. It's a sad story. It's sad. And yeah, it's just a blatant truth. It's true. All sounds nice and healthy, I know, right? We got chlorine baths, ammonia, and carbon monoxide in our stuff. I'll just grow my own stuff at that point. You can try, you know, you just gotta, you can try. You can try. I don't know. You might get a water band put on you. Thank you for the follow, Tiny. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the for the follow. I greatly appreciate it. Now look at the preservatives they put in your bread. Dude, when I read the ingredients on the bread, I can't even read half that shit on there. Them words be so big, I'll be like, you know what? Let me see. Let's just get some bread. Bread ingredients in the US. Let's see. But it just depends. I gotta actually have an actual kind of bread. Okay, well here we go. We'll do this real quick. Then I gotta get up out of here because I'm gonna do one more slide. Then I gotta get up out of here if I can. Real quick, you mentioned look at your preservatives. Here you go, right here. You ready? Tiny, check this out. Check this out. Bread in the U.S. often contains around 20 to 30 ingredients, including traditional compounds like, this is where we agree on at the beginning, flour, water, and yeast. This is where I lose you. As various additives, preservatives, and dough conditioners such as high fructose corn syrup, potassium bromate, and I can't say this word, azodicarbonamide, and many of which are banned in Europe. Yeah, boy, there you go right there. Yeah. So if you guys ever need some bread, you know, send me your P.O. box. It might take a week to get there, but the good news is it won't spoil. You guys ever want some bread, you know, send me your address. I'll send it to you. It might take a week or two to get there, but it's still going to be good to eat. So if you ever got a food shortage going on in your country, you can call me. I got you. Just give me a list. All right, I gotta send a homie some food. You know, gonna put bread at the top of that list. Well, meat can go on there too, cause that shit ain't spoiling no time soon. You know what I mean? I got these. I'm gonna send it to y'all, and don't even gotta worry about it spoiling. You just gotta worry about the fact that it's gonna taste like sugar all the way through and through. That's what you got to worry about for sure. Your bread is like cake to, I know, that's what he was saying earlier. For sure. All right, I got one more slide. I got to show, and then the next time I do the show, I have to go back and do the AI segment because I only made it to the economy. All I did was the fitness segment of the show, and I did the economy segment of the show. I got one more slide, then I got to hop off and go pick up my little one. So the last slide I got is this lady says, breaking news, Medicaid stopping in November nationwide because of shutdown. So let's see what's going on with Medicaid stopping in November nationwide because of shutdown. Let's see if this is true or not. So let's find this out real quick.
A lot of misinformation videos about Medicaid ending nationwide in November, and that is not true. Medicaid is what we call an entitlement program, meaning that it doesn't rely on the same yearly funding that gets frozen during a government shutdown, unlike SNAP benefits. So no, Medicaid is not ending or pausing nationwide. People will still have access to their doctors, prescriptions, and coverage. Now, what could happen is that hospitals and clinics may face delayed federal payments, or that programs tied up to Medicaid may slow down. But if you're on Medicaid, your coverage stays even during a shutdown. So don't stress, don't spread fear, just go to your state's health department website for more official updates. As always, sources are on the caption, save this, spread the word.
All right, good news for us in America. Did you hear that? Our Medicaid will not go out. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah, because all them delicious foods I just had to show to knock the tiny, you know, our food is well taken care of compared to you guys that we're gonna need that hospital, gonna take the hospital away from us. It's not gonna look too good, you know what I mean? We gonna need the Medicaid for the food they put in our bodies. Yeah, we gonna need that Medicaid for sure. You take away that Medicaid, you're gonna have a bunch of people walking around and a doctor gonna be standing over people's bodies. They're gonna be like, hey,
Prepare the meat so dumb.
yeah, it's about that time for you to check out. You ain't gonna make it. And your insurance, yeah, you ain't got it. The bill is gonna be like $5,000, by the way. So, you know what? Just to be nice, I ain't trying to be rude, but since you can't cover yourself,
FYM. Fuck y'all motherfuckers, you know?
we'll just go ahead and get up out of here and leave, you know. Yeah, you go ahead and get up out of here, you know. Just go on, just leave. You know what I mean? We just can't take care of you. We can't do it. All right, let me run through this real quick, and I gotta get up out of here. Where was I at? There's the bread. Look at the thing. I've already got a medical condition which shoots my testosterone to double the amount of a normal male. I don't want no steroids. Whoa. What is the condition? There's a condition that shoots your testosterone to double the amount? Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a positive, bro. Sound like you motherfucking X-Men. You a superhero. All right, that's what I'm talking about, bro. I'm a dude walking around with freaking a 2,000 level testosterone, man. Permanent erection. Who needs a blue chew? You know what I mean? Like what I'm talking about. Well, hopefully it's not a bad thing. I know I'm joking, but hopefully it's nothing bad. But double the testosterone? Like, sheesh. Puberty must have been rough, bro. You just have to walk around with a heart on all day in school. You know what I mean? Just, you know what I mean? Teacher call your name, like, hey, come up here and read this. You're like, shit. God. You have to argue with the teachers so your wood go down. I'm just kidding. Hopefully it's not a bad condition. I'm not trying to make fun of you. Double testosterone sounds good, but then again, I don't know what the condition could be. You know what I mean? If it's serious. All sounds really healthy. Again, yeah, I know it does. Your bread is like cake to us. Let's see what we have. Where's the rest of it? Just keep paying those monthly insurances and co-pays. Yeah. Go broke on the insurance fees. You'll be good. I got back acne forever. Oh, yeah. All that testosterone does cause that. Yes, all that does happen. Back acne and insomnia. That's the only downside. Well then it's a pro. It's a positive. It's not a con in your life. That's that. Well then, shout out to Knock. Wait, where you at? Shout out to Knock for having a positive condition that doubles his testosterone. Hell yeah, I'm talking about. Yeah. All right, now what you need to do. All right, this is what you need to do before I end the show. This is what you need to do, Knock. You need to get a sample of your blood. Figure out what that is. Put that shit in a capsule. and sell that as a boner pill, and you finna get rich. You getting rich. You getting rich, bro. You getting rich, fam. Hey, you heard it here first. So I'm just saying, just putting a bug in your ear. You know what I mean? Just letting you know that there's a positivity in this condition that you have. You just gotta figure it out, baby. Just monetize it. You know what I'm saying? Go down to the science lab. You know what I mean? They gonna prick your finger, and then boom, there we go. We finna get rich. You know what I mean? Call it the nocturnal pill, because all night you just gonna be, yeah, the nocturnal. Call it the knock pill. There you go, the knock pill. And then what's gonna happen is, in the ad, call it the knock pill, the woman gonna come out. As soon as you get done beating her, she gonna come out the room already like 9 months pregnant, just wobbling out. You know what I mean? Got her panties around her calf. She's stumbling out. What happened? You know what I mean? You in a room smoking a cigarette. Hit her with the knock pill. Yes. Yes, buddy. That's it. That's it, man. Now you know I'm right. Yes, sir. All right, well, hey, man, I got to get up out of here. I got to hurry up and go on out of here because I have to go pick up my little man. But thank y'all for tuning in to today's show. It's Friday, so I probably won't be able to get back on to finish the other half of the show until Monday, but I'm going to try my best to get it done this evening or over the weekend. But if I can't, then for sure I'll be back on Monday to finish up the show and then also do another part of, fitness, economy, AI like I always do. Till then, man, y'all take care. Have a good weekend. Stay blessed. I greatly appreciate y'all in the comments so much for today's show. I'll see y'all next time. Thank y'all for the follow, and I will see y'all when I see y'all. Be safe this weekend, and yeah, don't do nothing stupid, and enjoy your six-pack, your noodles, and all that good shit. I'll catch y'all on Monday. Peace.
Thank you for watching D. Elliott Fitness live stream. Goodbye.
I'd rather be in the studio than in jail or on the street. Talking the wrong, coming off your teeth. Got that one hit to quit and knock you off your feet. It's big on, baby, I'm obsolete. Pockets chunky like cottage cheese. Real nigga, I just gotta be. Smoking weed that don't gotta see. Used to be a hustler prodigy. I love when people say they proud of me. I'm eating good, smoking broccoli. Taking over blocks like Monopoly. Only fucking once, that's my policy. Most of these hoes trying to cause a scene. Like niggas mad they not on the team. See, I got bread, then buy the dream. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. Don't wait no nigga in the house, in the booth, playing beats. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. Don't wait no nigga in the house, in the booth, playing beats. Count cash and smoke green, kept me blowing cloud like a smoke machine. The bitch on my dick, she got no to sing. Bumblebee ass, yeah, I know it's thing. I plug your bitch like a 6-string. Jordan with the bitches got 6 rings. Smoke till my bitch a split screen. The press with pain pills and sipping lean. Riding dirty, but I'm extra clean. Lyrics nice, but I'm extra mean. All-star heavyweight like Wolverine. The bitch learns like she open me. I flip money like Clover G. Gang hustle like TIP. It's hard baby like D.I.G. Acronym like KRT. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. Don't wait no nigga in the house, in the booth, playing beats. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. Don't wait no nigga in the house, in the booth, playing beats. Killing beats like RP, no hard shit with your artery. Cutting up, who sharp as me? Rolling up accordingly. Pulling hoes, no sorcery. Rapping like y'all forcing me. If I ain't right, then it's forgery. Nigga selling to the rock like a Florida beat. Lyrical monster on the Lord of Beats. Text nigga, my bitch Georgia Peach. Pimp tight nigga, I do more than cheat. Cold like D-Wade, I go to heat. Bitch, on my way, hit the short for reach. Money jumping like the nigga on the sneaks. Couple bad J's, get me on the beat. always winning like what's the fee? The game all live, I got the keys like Jay-Z. My fame on style, but it don't